All right, y'all, welcome back. This is going to be chapter or lecture 19. This is El Salvador. El Salvador has a pretty violent history and pretty violent contemporary situation. It was largely a military dictatorship until the 1980s when the FMLN, um, which was an anti state group, was formed and civil war raged all the way through the 1980s. Um, Basically, the United States and El Salvador tried to broker a truce with the FMLN. Unfortunately, the FMLN did not think that they were being taken seriously, and so they attacked the capital and they kicked the National Army's ass, even after the United States had pumped many, many, many millions of dollars into the El Salvador military to try and bolster um, their security. So the UN steps in. They come to an agreement in 1991. Both sides demilitarized, basically. So not only the military, but also the FMLN. They legalized the FMLN as a political party. They introduced new constitutional amendments, including reforms of the elections and the court system. They promised to take care of the land redistribution process, which is one of the major reasons for the Civil War to begin with. And they sit a human rights abuses commission, basically. Um, in modern times, things are not going well. It has one of the highest crime and murder rates on the planet. They're basically just locking everyone up left and right. Um, to try and reduce the crime in their state, but we're talking like 20% of the population being arrested. Um, Let me see. They have pretty insane levels of poverty. It has been decreasing in recent times, but it's still more than 30% of the population lives in poverty. Like most of Latin America, there's very high inequality. Like most of the Central Corridor countries, there's low literacy rates. Um, we should, we've touched a little bit on liberation theology, but the church, um, it was very important in El Salvador. The church was pushing liberation theology all throughout sort of the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And this caused a lot of tension with the elites. And they used their sort of paramilitary death squads to assassinate and murder numerous priests and nuns and to burn down churches and things of that sort. So things got pretty out of hand for a while. Um, when it comes to their politics, the president is elected to a 5-year term. It, again, is a unicameral system. They have 84 legislators who have 3-year terms, basically. So only every 15 years does the legislative and presidential run in the same year. And you also have to have a 3% threshold for your party. Um, the politics are basically dominated by two parties. You have the FMLN, which is the left wing, the communist, Marxist, etc., and then you have the Arena, which is the right wing. Um, and while there are real problems in El Salvador, including institutional problems, their elections are generally considered to be pretty fair and free. So that's one positive thing they've got going for them. They've largely lived under Arena, the right wing party's influence for the last 20 years or so, and they followed the neoliberal policy of privatization, tariff reductions, independent Fed, etc. They have some real problems with inflation, and they're trying to tackle those. So they converted to the dollar in the early 2000s. Again, they have pretty extraordinary murder rates and gang violence, and they have extreme arrest measures in recent times under Daniel Ortega, who basically is just arresting anyone who's under 25 and saying, it's likely that you were a criminal. So, all right, that's it for this one. Have a great day, and thank you so much.